Welcome to DMOP Garage. We're back on the 64 double door panel van, and in the last episode you guys would have seen we were mucking around up here with the B-pillar. We just got some finalisation to do with its hinges and then we can get that mounted in. And we're also moving on to the front here. We did this little repair to the A-pillar bottom just here, and we also started cutting up the front of the valance. Now what we're going to do today, I've got to rebuild the back section of this part here, which I've already folded it up. I'll show you what that looks like. That's the original piece here that's obviously quite shagged, and that went in this position like that. Now I have actually made this, and you know, it's quite a complex set of bends, but you know, just did it on the vise here, and I've put some copper spray on it. It's actually drying just over here. Where are we? Just here. Here we go. So we're going to drill some holes in this and get this welded in. Let it dry a bit longer. What we're going to do now is just chop up. It pains me to do it because we've got a brand new valance here, and you know, to install this, it's just a lot of work. You've got to literally take off the floor and unpick all this, and so we're just going to chop out the bits that are rusty, which we've got this little section here which we've cut out, and that lived like that. So we're just going to transfer that over to here and cut it out and get it welded in. So let's do a little bit of surgery cutting and see how we go. Okay guys, so we have our little piece that we've chopped out, and you can see it's going to get tacked in just like that, and then we can get it all fully welded. So let's fire up the welder and put some strategic tacks in position. Alright guys, so there we go, that one's all welded in, and we also have put this section in as well. And of course I ran out of gas, so we're going to have to go and get some more gas. Yeah, these welds here, probably just grind those back and go back over them again. Now this is that little stiffener piece which lives in like that. That's how that goes in, and that gets plug welded. Got to drill some holes and then just weld all this in like that, and that'll take care of this side of the valance. Then we can get the other side done and continue from there. Righto guys, we have chopped out this little piece here which used to live like that, so that's gone. We've fabricated up a new piece, and weld that guy in like so. So we'll give him a little tack, then we can take off the front section and repair the front. So we'll just tack this to start with, get some gloves on, get a helmet. Okay, so this is the piece we've got to fabricate now to make this all work. So let's go and make this. Okay guys, we can get this welded in. That part's done, we'll move on to the other side. All right, we'll get this guy welded in as well. So we're just about to finish off this side. We've got our panel ready to rock and roll. Here it is here. That's going to get mounted like so, and we're just going to weld it straight against the seam there. And then we can put our reinforcement on top of it, plug weld it from above just through there, and then we can move on to getting some paint on it. All right, let's get this sucker welded in. So here we go, that's all welded in. We've got our copper spray just in the background. This is our little stiffening plate. We've got some holes drilled in it, and that's going to live in like that. And that gets welded into the corner like the other side. And then this part is going to be complete. We can start moving on. Okay guys, so look at that. We've got a big DMOP garage banner up on the wall there. Pretty cool. I'll have these for sale soon if anyone wants one. We're just going to get onto the front section over here, and what we've been doing is I have just made a little cardboard cutout, and you can see I've just tacked this little piece in here. That was that little rotten piece of floor, so we're just going to get that welded in. And yeah, we got a couple of little pinholes here that we've got to fill up as well using the copper backing. We'll get those done and then we can continue on. Let's keep grooving, guys. So you can have a look. We got our little floor section welded in just here, and we also had to do that corner. Now that was really tricky, that part just there, because I had to just, you know, make a little flap and weld it in there. But we just got this part here to do now, right there. Just add a little tiny piece down there, and then we can grind this back and call it good. Now we've got a few little holes here in the floor, which they're very, very slight pinholes that we're just welding up with copper backing. We'll finish this side here and go over to the other side, get that done and continue. Okay peoples, we have some more updates for you. So we've got the side sill just clamped in position. We're not quite ready to weld it yet, but I also have put a couple of the outriggers. We've got this outrigger on, we've got the center one welded in as well, and they're all been plug welded. We've just got to linish those back, and we also have plugged up the rest of the floor at the front, which you guys saw already. So yeah, this one's just a bit of a trial fit. You can see we've just got these little plugs here. That's how we're going to weld it. We just wanted to make sure this was going to fit with the B-pillar mods that we've done, or repairs I should say. So that's all actually worked out really well. Everything here is honky-dory. So a bit more progress, guys. We've just fitted the top hat to that section of the frame. We had a little bit of issues just getting these holes to line up. Obviously there was no hole drilled here, so we've got to make sure we've got to add a piece because it's been cut. Same with the shift rod tube's been cut by some butcher, so we're going to have to fabricate that piece back on again. But at least this is married up in the right position now. We just had a little issue in the corner here with it not lining up, but everything's square now, lined up on top here, so this outside sill can get welded in position now, and also the top hat, and then we can start just repairing those bits and pieces, and then start looking at getting the floor put in position as well. Let's get cracking into that. Righto guys, let's do a bit of grinding these spot welds back, and then we can get ready to put the floor down, I suppose. Okay, so we have a whole lot of holes drilled. We've just gone, just one thing, when you are plug welding, make sure you've got clean metal. Even though this is weld through primer, it's just better to have nice shiny bare metal. You get a nice flat puddle on your plug weld. Anyway, that's all ready to rock and roll. We've got to deal with the underneath first, so we'll just move the sheet away. And we can do some trial fitting with the outside sill here too, just before we lock that sill in position. But yeah, she's looking good so far. Let's keep going. Righto fellas, now you can see we are getting close to putting the floor in. We've put all the copper spray on top of where we're going to plug weld. We've got to do this little repair over here. You can see here the shift rod pipe had been cut by some muppet, and we've just got that little piece there. We've got some copper inside it so that we have a nice clean section for the shift rod itself to slide in and out. So we're just going to weld that little crack there, and we also need to do the two handbrake levers as well. So let's get that welded in and continue on. We are ready to weld on the sill on this side, and then of course we've got the outer sill. Now these ones come already tacked together or spot welded together from BBT, so you don't have to put the inner and outer together, which kind of creates a bit of an issue because you need to be able to slot it through this section here. So I'm not sure what we're going to do there. We'll work that out. Anyway, we've got to get this one in first. And yeah, we've got some little plug welds just to do on these strategic positions. Got the welder set on about 65 amps, which should be enough. We'll just do a test one. This is level here. That's actually a little bit low, that one. We might just push him up a bit. So what the next thing we've got to do is this little panel in here we've got to repair, and that small little patch panel, bit of spray on the back of it, bit of primer, that's going to live in like that, and we can spot weld it along the bottom and stitch weld it along the top. So we'll get that welded in. So we have this part all welded in, and we've just got to do a little bit of grinding back on that, and that part is good to go. We've also just trial fitted the outside sill. Again, it's just clamped in position. We're not going to weld it yet because we want to hang the doors and make sure this gap along the bottom here is going to be okay. One of the next things we're doing is just getting these parts here which were cut out, and that's our little piece that's going to live just in like that. So we have to weld that in on both sides, and then we can also add our final top pat. Let's get it done. So we have the other side welded in just here, and that one up there as well. So now the next thing we're going to do is add our center, which is the same as this one here. So that one's got to get welded in, and then we can continue from there. Let's whack some tacks in, eh? After getting that one in, we've got this outside out rigger to put on, and again we're all just make double sure that everything looks good, which it does. can see we've got all this done and we're good to go. We've got 2 more outriggers to put over there, and then we can actually put our side beam. Yeah, let's get that welded on too. Let's go. Righto, now this is the front jacking point, and that basically slots in like so. And we'll just tap it home. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is get the outer sill and put that on. Righto guys, so we've got a little bit more progress done. We've got the side sill put in position, we've got the rear jacking point welded in, and the outrigger as well. And we also started cutting out a little bit more rust here that we're going to sort out in another episode. What else did we do? Oh, we also patched up this little section here too. That'll have to be all ground back. Yeah, we've got a fair bit done today, and obviously our points inside the chassis rail in there, we've got those box parts done. We're going to have to put belly pans on this because it is a double door panel van. It needs the extra support underneath, so we're probably going to do a custom belly pan style on it, because we're going to be running aircon and all sorts of crazy stuff on this thing. So next will be, we've got to get this pillar here sorted and get the door sorted. The hinge up the top's not happy, so we've got to sort that out too. But at least we're just knocking out as much of the rusty bits as we can, and then we can continue on from there. So I reckon that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thanks again for the new subscribers, and we will see you in another episode.